aftermath now, but we're also covering this today. The world has lost a great Canadian, spent his career entertaining millions of people. Alex Trebek, the veteran host of Jeopardy, died on Sunday at the age of 80.
This is Jeopardy!
The game show's Twitter account says the star passed away peacefully at his home, surrounded by family and friends. Alex Trebek revealed to the world he was battling pancreatic cancer in March of 2019, vowed to fight the deadly disease right to the end. After moving to Hollywood in the 1970s, the Canadian began hosting Jeopardy in 1983, and it was never the same. Alex Trebek would be on the show for 3.5 decades, hosting the quiz show. It earned him 6 Daytime Emmy Awards. He also broke the record by far for the most number of game shows hosted. He actually hit that record 6 years ago, and on and on and on. Maryanne Lewell is my guest, a contestant on Jeopardy back in 2013 during the Teachers Tournament. She's a high school teacher, made it all the way to the semifinals, and she is in St. John, New Brunswick. Maryanne, good to have you on CTV News today.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. What did you think when you heard the news about Alex Trebek?
It was sad. Of course, I first thought of his family, his wife and his kids, and obviously thinking how sad it is that they've lost their patriarch. But we knew it was coming. It's been hard to brace for the reality of it, but he had announced that he had pancreatic cancer, and it's been coming for some time.
You also have another personal connection. You and your husband met on the show, and we're going to show a photo of you and him. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So there's an entire contestant community that is the great gift of being on Jeopardy. Yes, I got to the semifinals, and yes, it was great to be able to play and to be able to play more than once, which was just a gift. But the real prize has been this entire community of contestants that have real friendships and so many shared interests. And Mike is one of those people that we were able to connect afterwards, and it became something more. And we got married in 2017, and we started to apply for the green card. So I should be moving there soon.
Yeah, because he's in South Carolina, correct, right now?
He is in South Carolina. That is correct.
Yeah, so a cross-border marriage.
We were watching the election with great interest.
Well, and, interestingly, Alex Trebek was a big political junkie, very passionate about politics. And, it's interesting to sort of think of the timing of this, that, we had that result on Saturday morning and Alex Trebek passing away after that. What do you think his legacy is going to be? Somebody who loves the show, you're talking about this community of contestants, and Alex Trebek so synonymous with Jeopardy and becoming a star, as humble as he was, because of this game show that he hosted since 1983.
When I think of Alex, I think of his professionalism. I'd be hard pressed to find somebody who worked so well and who so hard at his job, but just made it look effortless. And he was just such a consummate pro. When you went on the show, he had all the questions all figured out. He had notes to himself. He had comments. He was able to have banter with all of the contestants. And, he made you feel at home on that stage because he recognized that it was for you a special moment, a highlight. This is one of the highlights of my life, to have been on Jeopardy. And I felt that in doing it. This was a high point for me. But for Mr. Trebek, it was Tuesday. And then he went around and he did it all over again the next day. And then the next week, they reset for an entirely other set of contestants. So there's really something to that. He was just such a professional that he made you feel so warm and so welcomed in that moment for so many of us. And my experience was really positive in that way. As for his legacy, I think so many of us grew up watching Jeopardy. I know I did, and I know my husband did, and I know many other contestants did. And if you watch Jeopardy a lot, maybe you watched it with your parents or with your grandparents, and you'll sit there and you're answering the questions, and you have that moment of just enjoying knowing things for the pure love of knowledge. I think that's part of Alex Trebek's legacy, is just bringing that moment of grace and acceptance to make it okay to know things and to want to know things, and to just enjoy the love of knowledge and the love of learning, and to make that a part of popular culture. That I think I'm going to miss most.
Yeah, wonderful words, and so true, Maryanne. Thank you for taking some time for CTV. We wish you and your husband all the best, and
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you coming on the show.
My pleasure.
All right, quick break.